Welcome to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Highlights, features, and analysis with men's head coach Otis Hughley Jr. and women's head coach Margaret Richards. And now, our host, Mr. Ted Dixon.
Good Sunday night here on Channel 54 WZDX in Huntsville, Alabama. This is the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. And sitting next to me is head coach Otis Hughley.
Hello, Ted.
Coach, congratulations on your building your season. You said last year that you were trying to build a program. We see evidence of that from your recruiting, but also the young student athlete that you're trying to bring along in your program needs some work.
Yes, and OJT is the best work. Is that on the court, that on the job training experience, and they're getting it in full force this year with the top 70 schedule that we played and not playing any non-D1 schools this year and going straight in the conference on the road. And then we had a few injuries beset us, and having to play 6 games in 10 days was real daunting for that youth because they have no reference to draw from. That was their first exposure to it. And that last game, we got hit pretty hard with durability.
Let's talk about in building your program. You have true freshmen that are playing. This is the most games they've probably played back to back like that in one season, especially the physicality.
And their first Division I experience.
And so now how do you not let them get down on themselves?
Well, you help them understand the truth about where they are as a team, where we were last year at this time at the same record, minus the non-D1s that we played that gave us 7 wins. So to have a young team be at the same point as it was prior to a successful team with 1,200 points walking out the door, I'd say that's pretty good.
You take that, and you are in competition right now for the Southwestern Athletic Conference postseason tournament. The goal, as you said last year, is to make the tournament. Texas Southern didn't have that good of a regular season record, but they made the tournament and won it.
Right.
We're hoping that same thing for you, Coach.
Yep. Well, as you can see, there's a lot of prep and go-getting it behind us.
Yes, sir.
And we're hoping to do the same thing as well. And it doesn't matter how you start and what you do in the middle, it's how you finish. And we want to finish in a position where hopefully you get a great seeding and you can have a rest between games like we did not have last year. And we were down 2 really good productive players. Hopefully we could be healthy enough, make the tournament, and then make a run at the title.
Coach, you talked about it off camera. The 3 things that you would like to improve upon that would make you feel more comfortable about the postseason. What would that be? Well,
ball security. We've had some games where we just didn't take care of the ball and it lost the game for us. We had other games where we did pretty well in taking care of the ball. We were in every one of those. And then getting stops. And the way you do that is you got to rebound. So ball security, stops, rebounds.
Rebounding, Coach, people say is about effort mostly. So with the student athlete being different these days, is your effort going to be created from offering a Lamborghini or them just wanting to play ball?
Well, hopefully it's a combination of whatever.
Right.
As long as they just get it done. But they're learning how to win. And when you're a new kid, first time ever trying to play at this level and got to be elite on both players in order to have a chance to win,
right.
You have to learn how to do that. That just doesn't happen by osmosis. It's a process, can't skip any steps in it, and they're going through the process in daunting fashion.
Do you see the improvement?
Absolutely. It's hard as a spectator. They want it yesterday and now, but we're with them every day. We watch the growth. We watch how they unearth the value of who they really are and how they come to grips with the truth of who they are. Come out of high school with all these, lofty goals and expectation. But nevertheless, the truth sets in, and now we can really start to begin the improvement and development.
Talking about your development or your coaching career, recently you played Alabama State in the Bridge Builders Classic in Mobile. That's where you won a state championship. What is it like going back home? A&M has a lot of alumni in the area, so you're recruiting kind of sort of at the same time. What's that like for you?
Well, it's tough going down there with a young team, knowing that there's a great chance you might end up on the short end because you're trying to play for the long game.
That's right.
But on the other hand, it's gratifying get to go down there playing against, your rival with a group of kids that you can use your rival to help get better. Because later on in the year, we played at their place and we beat them at their place.
Right on.
Minus a couple of starters. So that was very, very, fulfilling, to say the least. Like I think it was for them to do what they did, at the Bridge Builder Classic 2 years in a row. We're trying to build for the long haul. And those games are certainly essential to undergoing that growth.
Coach, your next home game is February 3rd at the Jewel of North Alabama, the event center. Get the Bulldog faithful ready to come see you and your guys play here.
Guys, come out and support us. Great family atmosphere. Our president and the leadership here has gotten a great facility ready for you to come and just really recline, have a good time with those you love, those you like, and even invite those you don't like, because they're gonna love the experience of the Bulldog Show. God bless and go Bulldogs.
I'm sorry, Coach. Good luck to you, and we'll see you next week.
All right, appreciate it, Ted.
When we come back on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review, we'll talk to head coach of the women's team, Margaret Richards, and then we'll get you caught up on some of the news from Alabama A&M athletics.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Daryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review with head coaches Margaret Richards of the women's team and Otis Hughley of the men. I'm your host, Ted Dixie, going to tell you a bit about the upcoming schedule here at the Jewel of North Alabama, the event center on the campus of Alabama A&M University. February 3rd and February 5th are your next opportunities to see the Bulldogs here at home at the event center. Florida A&M comes to town on the 3rd and on the 5th, Bethune-Cookman. Please visit aamusports.com for ticket information and game times. You know you have to get here for the women's team as they continue to play well at home, and then of course the men are working on being a young team trying to get better. So again, the QR code is at the bottom of the screen, or you can also go to aamusports.com for ticket information. But hey, you can also go to Bulldog All Access to see the game live. Just pay for your subscription, I recommend for the season, and then you can see all the home games live on any of your mobile devices. When we come back, we'll talk to head coach Margaret Richards and see how the women are doing right here on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs, or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. Sitting next to me is soon to be married, just like me, head coach Margaret Richards. We were just chatting a bit about that. But coach, the real issue is here, your home winning streak got snapped, and then you responded by beating the brakes off Alabama State in the Bridge Builders Classic. So tell me how all that worked.
Well, you know, of course, it was a great atmosphere in Mobile. I think it's, you know, we have a great time going to the Mobile Classic, the Bridge Builder Classic. The young ladies just came through third quarter and stepped it up defensively, and we stepped up and we made a statement defensively, and that's why we was able to come out with that win.
Do you think you had any playing anger after you lost the home winning streak? Because that was over 2 years.
Well, you know, actually Central Arkansas snapped that for me. So, you know.
Big ups to Central Arkansas.
I know, big ups, really. Yes. But yeah, I think the kids get excited. You know, you got that hometown rivalry. You know, Alabama State. You know, it was a very competitive first half, and you know, I just kind of got onto them. I'm like, hey, you know, we're a defensive-minded team. You know, we did a great job with the press with our rotations. We had some fun. The bench had great energy. We was playing together. So I think the energy was there. So it was just a great atmosphere, and energy there, and they was playing together collectively as a whole.
As usual, you are solidly in the hunt to be in the postseason. So what about the second half of this regular season that you need to do or work on to give you a better chance to win the conference championship?
Well, being disciplined. That's number one. We have to take better care of the basketball. You know, we have to make smarter decisions. We have to not foul so much. We've been fouling a lot. We've been averaging giving people 20 points a game on the free throw line in conference play. That is unacceptable. So we got to, you know, clean it up defensively, be more disciplined, make smarter decisions, and so we can be on that hunt and be in the top spots.
Some coaches will remark that you have to find a way to talk to today's student athlete.
Yes.
Not like we were spoken to, like when we
No,
were kids. But you're able to do that. And you've been doing it for a while. As long as you've been here, you've seen probably 3 different types of student athletes come along, Coach.
Yes.
What's your secret?
Get to know them. Get to know them first. I think the recruiting process is huge. You know, getting to know your student athletes, spending time investing in them, getting to know, you know, what they like, what they don't like. So that is something that's very important for me. I've always been a recruiter, and getting to know people, getting to know, you know, that is something that it takes a while, but it's something you have to do, especially in today's world.
We always thank you, Coach, for making time for us because you're busier than all get out. But here's one serious question for it. In the conference right now, with the competitive level that's in the Southwestern Athletic Conference, beating the out-of-conference teams and things like that, we don't think we'll have a team, the conference champion won't be playing on the first 4 in the tournament or the like. You're going to be seated kind of high this year, do you think?
You know, I think the conference is very competitive. You know, again, I think a lot of factors key into that. That is my goal. That is my plan. But, you know, injuries could happen.
Right.
Anything can happen. So we plan and we prepare each and every night to be in them top spots in the conference.
If there's one thing that surprised you so far in the season, what would it be?
Our injuries. I would say our injuries. That surprised me. But I think the bounce back of our kids bouncing back and being tough enough to adjust. So I like that from the response from our student athletes. You know, so I've liked that from them too. So that surprised me.
Folks, I'm always talking about student athletes give a lot up to play in college.
Yes, they do.
They have to go to class, they have to do homework.
Study hall.
Have to practice, study hall. God
Community
forbid
service.
Community service.
Community
God forbid
service.
they get injured. God forbid they have to have
Rehab.
surgery and rehab.
Yes.
So you get a chance to tell the Bulldog faithful what it's like to be here for the women's game. Florida A&M's coming to town in Bethune-Cookman, February 3rd and the 5th. Go ahead and give us a little hype, Coach.
Well, February the 3rd and 5th, well, I need you here in action, cheering extremely loud for these Lady Bulldogs. I will promise you, you will see 110% effort, especially defense. That is something that we are priding ourselves on, so we need you in them stands and we need you cheering really loud. Go Bulldogs.
Thank you so much, Coach. We appreciate you taking a little time for us. We come back on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. You'll get a chance to see some highlights from some of the games and for some practices and know how Coach Richards and Coach Hughley do it right here on the Alabama A&M Basketball Review.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Engineering and science usually look like this, but our students build race cars from the ground up, explore wind tunnels, particle accelerators, and crystal growth. Our studies in cybersecurity and rocket propulsion have tech companies like Google and SpaceX recruiting at Alabama A&M University, with one of the highest percentages of women STEM graduates in the country. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere. Companies hunger for our food scientists. Here, a new generation manages our cities of tomorrow. The discovery of hardier plants, healthier animals, is growing at our research station, Alabama A&M University, where new designs and ideas are put to the test. Be a researcher in our labs or a forestry fire dog in our fields. Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Again, thank you for watching the Alabama A&M Basketball Review with head coaches Margaret Richards of the women and head coach Otis Hughley of the men. I'm Ted Dixie, your host. Please remember to go to aamusports.com to get all of your information about Alabama A&M athletics. And also, folks, take care of your health. Let's make sure we get our breast cancer screenings and our prostate cancer screenings when available. Good night. Welcome back to the Alabama A&M Basketball Review. I'm head. Yeah. That's hilarious. Heck of a blooper. That's gonna go at the end. Heck of a blooper.
Darryl brings new energy to the power plant. Julian's accounting is by the numbers. They're student interns from the College of Business and Public Affairs at Alabama A&M University, where marketing class connects with the community and companies come to recruit. So while Kyle strengthens his managerial skills, he's earning a business degree and experience at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.
Parker is 29 and learning to communicate again. The students teaching him earn a degree with 100% job placement. But the real reward is changing a life. At Alabama A&M, it's a university where agencies actually go to recruit compassionate students who help themselves by helping others. Service is sovereignty at Alabama A&M University. Start here, go anywhere.